Imagine it's 2 a.m. You've been driving for 8 or 9 hours, your back is tight, your hands are stiff, and you're parked at a rest stop or a remote campsite. That did feel a lot safer when the sun was up. Your spouse is asleep and your dog suddenly starts to growl and bark. You hear somebody outside yelling or trying to get into your door handle. What do you do next? Well, let me ask you this. What if you could stop a threat at the door without a gun? Today, we're looking at a device called the RV Defend by F3 Defense. It's a manually activated chemical deterrent system designed to stop threats before they ever cross your threshold. But we're not going to do a standard gear review looking at this like some super duper prepper gadget. We're going to look at this through a very specific lens of, does this provide realistic overnight protection for people over 50? Now, before we pull this apart, I want to get into the weeds. I want to put all the cards on the table. F3 did send me an inert test unit, and I am an affiliate. So if you do decide this is right for your system and buy through the link, I do earn a commission, and I do appreciate that. But my goal is not to hype up a product. It's to honestly tell you and help you figure out if this fits in a realistic safety plan for your trailer or RV. When we talk about protection after 50, we're not talking about weakness. We're talking about smart adaptation. Our bodies change. Your safety system has to change and adapt to it as well. For example, my wife and I used to drive up to Phoenix, we would drive from Phoenix to Utah to visit family. We used to be able to knock that out in a single sitting. Not anymore. Now we drive for 8, maybe 10 hours. We find a safe place to sleep. By the time we park, we're tired, we're sore, we're hungry. We love to travel, but our bodies don't. We have to adapt. On the road, overnight safety gets complicated for a few reasons. You have travel fatigue. After hours behind the wheel, your reaction time isn't what it was 20 or 30 years ago. You're making critical decisions half awake, possibly when it's dark. You have mobility. If somebody's lurking outside, stepping out from your vehicle to confront them and engage in a possible physical struggle is a really bad idea. It's a terrible idea, especially if you deal with joint pain or limited mobility. Then you have the legal minefield. Crossing state lines with a firearm creates massive legal confusion. The rules seem to change at every border, and a firearm cannot be your only option when it might not be legal, accessible, or appropriate for where you're at. We need practical options that keep the problem completely outside your door. A tool is not a plan. True security is built like an onion in layers. You have your outer layers. Where are you parking for the night? Where are you staying? Is it well lit? You have your physical layers, your cameras, your locks. You might have a dog. These are all part of an overall security plan for travel. So where does RV Defend sit in this plan? Well, it sits past the well-lit areas, past the camera and dogs, and its perimeter. It's non-lethal perimeter deterrent. You use your windows, your cameras, or mirrors to get a positive idea of what's happening outside. And once you know that there's a true threat, someone's trying to get in or be belligerent, RV Defend is what you use to push them back. To see how this works, I built a simulated vehicle wall using heavy plywood to run my tests. The entire system does sit inside your RV or trailer. Housing bracket, chemical canister are all inside your trailer and RV. The only piece that's outside is you have to drill through a wall, and it's a low-profile spray nozzle. That means at 2 a.m., you don't have to open the door, don't have to roll down or look out a window. You stay secure, locked inside. If someone's trying to get in, be belligerent, you simply pull the safety pin and squeeze the big yellow trigger. Very similar to a standard fire extinguisher, making it incredibly easy to run under high stress, even if your hands are stiff. When you press that trigger, the system floods the outside with high volume OC spray, oleoresin capsicum. It also has UV dye for easy identification by law enforcement. Now, this is what RV Defend does. It creates distance. Being sprayed with high output OC absolutely sucks, period. People don't want to fight their way through it. They want to get out. They want to get air. They want to get away from the vehicle in a hurry. It also buys time, buys you time. The critical moments you need to call 911, or if you're driving a motorhome, you can get into the driver's seat, drive away from the danger. It's also a great secondary feature built in. The canister can detach from the wall bracket. You can step outside to check a breaker, clear a campsite trail, walk the dog. Instantly becomes a standalone handheld defensive spray with a powerful 15-foot range. It is a little big, but I do have a surprise for you. Stay at the end and I'll help you out. Now we're going to talk about a few practical trade-offs, my honest thoughts, what I liked. Overall, I love the system. Now my vehicle does have a glass roof, so I cannot mount their car or truck version, otherwise I would. But this is true perimeter defense. Keeps the fight outside your walls, outside your door, so you don't have to open your door or step into a physical confrontation. Pulling the heavy pin, squeezing the large handle is easy to manipulate, even if you have arthritis or you're dealing with hand surgeries, grip fatigue, something like that. And as I said, the OC formula does have an invisible UV dye. That formula makes it very easy for police to identify suspects. And because it's an OC-based tool, it gives you robust, non-lethal options in states, state parks, national parks, and areas where firearm carry is heavily restricted or just outright not allowed. Now, when you deploy a heavy cloud of pepper spray, you do have to take this into consideration. Don't go outside. Stay inside. Don't forget about any open windows or ACs. Immediately after squeezing the trigger and using the system, make sure your windows are closed, turn off your AC so you don't get OC'd yourself. Now, for installation, it's overall very simple. Takes about an hour. You drill a hole for the nozzle, mounting brackets, work with small hardware. But if you suffer from severe hand or weakness, highly recommend getting help or just having someone install it for you. Now, a quick note on the installation. When you mount the OC canister, it has to be installed vertically, up and down. Inside, there's a little straw. If you mount that horizontally, the straw won't be able to pick up the liquid properly, and you only get about half the spray that you would normally would. So mount it vertically. So here's the everyday gun owner, or EGO, score. Overnight protection, I absolutely give this a 9 out of 10. This is one tool in an RV or trailer defense plan that gives you peace of mind at night. In strange areas, areas with wildlife, and yes, it works against wildlife too. This creates time and distance when you need it. The system is designed to install over your door, but I don't see why you can't mount it where you need it. Now, F3 Defense, the people who make it, do make systems for cars, trucks, and even big rigs as well. For maintenance and durability, I give it an 8 out of 10. Again, absolutely great. I've had it outdoors here in Phoenix in the summer with no issues. Canister's rated for 2 years before you should replace it, and it's very easy to operate. As I said, just like a fire extinguisher. Pull the pin, push the button, or squeeze the button. Installation is a 5 out of 10. It's actually very straightforward and easy for me. But the lower score is this. If you have pain, manual dexterity problems, arthritis, you might want help installing this. There are no instructions, but there is a code you can scan that provides instructions, or you can find instructions on how to install it on the website. It took me about an hour. So what's the bottom line? Let's look at who this is already for. If you already have a basic security plan, security habits dialed in, you might choose your overnight stops carefully. This is an absolutely fantastic buy. This is an incredibly robust, non-lethal perimeter defense system to stop intruders, to buy you time and distance before they even touch your door handle. It's an excellent addition to your rig. Absolutely worth the investment to keep your family safe and provide peace of mind. Now, if you don't have safety habits, and you're just looking for something that's going to take care of every problem that comes your way, I would skip it. No product is going to fix a bad plan. Now remember, RV Defend is not the plan. It's just one layer in your plan. If you're ready to add this to your rig, I've worked out an exclusive deal with F3 Defense. If you head over to their site using the link in the description and use the code EverydayGunOwner25, you're going to get 25% off your order. All the info will be in the description, and on top of that, here's the surprise, they're going to throw in a free can of personal-sized OC spray with every single purchase. Remember earlier when I talked about how you can pull the standalone spray out, go outside, check a breaker, walk the dog? This takes care of that. This keeps your large canister in the RV free. You don't have to take apart the RV defense system and put it back together. So stay safe out there. One last thing I want to ask everyone. What is your biggest safety concern when traveling? How do you deal with it, or how do you accept it? Stay safe, and we'll see you in the next video.